gentlemen, welcome to this special program on Kashmir Day, in fact, Black Day. First of all, I would like to request Dr. Mufti Kifayatullah to recite a few verses from Holy Quran. Dr. Mufti Kifayatullah.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإن طائفتان من المؤمنين اقتتلوا فأصلحوا بينهما فإن بغت إحداهما على الأخرى فقاتلوا التي تبغي حتى تفيء إلى أمر الله فإن فاءت فأصلحوا بينهما بالعدل وأقسطوا إن الله يحب المقسطين إنما المؤمنون إخوة فأصلحوا بين أخويكم واتقوا الله لعلكم ترحمون صدق الله العظيم.
जज़ाकल्लाह डॉक्टर साहब. भारत तेरे हाथों में वो लकीर नहीं है, भारत तेरे हाथों में वो लकीर नहीं है, कश्मीर तेरे बाप की जागीर नहीं है. Ladies and gentlemen, as we have gathered here to commemorate the sacrifices of the brave people of Kashmiris who have been fighting for their rights to self-determination for over 7 decades. Please join us as we pay tribute to their resilience and reaffirm our commitment with their just cause. In 1947, as we all know, that India and Pakistan gained independence, but unfortunately, the princely state of Jammu and Kashmir, it remained disputed and is still disputed. We still remember the struggles of Kashmiris for their rights and self-determination. In this context, I would like to call Assistant Dr. Dilawar Khan, Assistant Professor in Pak Studies, to come and deliver his lecture on the topic Upholding the Right of Self-Determination, Solidarity with the People of Indian Occupied Kashmir. Dr. Dilawar Khan.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much. Today we are talking about Black Day of Kashmir. We celebrate 3 days in the eve of Kashmir. The first of all, which we celebrate 5th August 2019 in the eve of the revocation of the Article 370. Secondly, we celebrate 5th February in the eve of Kashmir Solidarity Day. And the third, today, we celebrate the 27th October, the Black Day of the Kashmir. So for that, we would like to proceed further. Upholding the right of self-determination, solidarity with the people of Indian occupied Kashmir. This is the map of Kashmir, if someone see. The area of Azad Jammu and Kashmir. And this is the occupied Kashmir. If you see in the yellow lines, from here to here. One side is Pakistani territory, the other side is Indian territory, and the other side is the Ladakh and the Chinese territories. This is the map of occupied Kashmir. It means this is the disputed area. If we see this yellow, in 27th of October 1947, this area was occupied by the Indians. The Maharaja Hari Singh intentionally annexed this area with the Indian side. So today we gather to celebrate Kashmir Black Day, honoring the struggle for self-determination and human rights in Indian illegal occupied and administered Jammu and Kashmir. I would like to glance in the history and very briefly. Pre-independent era, The princely state of Jammu and Kashmir was ruled by a Hindu Maharaja, while its majority population was the Muslims. Secondly, partition and accession in 1947. Following the partition of India in 1947, the Maharaja Hari Singh opted for independence, but later acceded to India. And escalating violence, this decision led to Kashmiri disputed status, which is still disputed. Pakistan claim based on geographical, culture and religious ties. Pakistan go to the UN and request to the UN to promise the UN resolutions self-determination to the people of Jammu and Kashmir, and the UNSC 47 resolution on 25th of April 1948 to decide whether by wanted to join India or Pakistan. It means plebiscite. And we fought 3 wars on Kashmir, 1947 to 1948. If we see this, and the second Indo-Indian war, and the third war, which is a limited conflict, but this is a conflict due to Kashmir. Human rights violation in Kashmir, which is still exercised by the Indian military, arbitrary detections, restriction on freedom of speech, extrajudicial killings, discrimination and marginalizations, torture and illegal treatment, displacement communities. You see that this is the picture of Indian offenses. Indian also applied offensive realism, and Pakistan applied defensive realism, because we support the Kashmiris being a Muslim and basically in the geographical locations. Kashmiris want to Pakistan since from the day one, but Indians try to dispute this area, and still they are influencing in the region, particularly in the South Asia, and they are still striking the people of the Kashmiris. We see that this is the position of the Kashmiris people, that they are injured, killing, and violence against these peoples. This is very precarious situations, very precarious. The UN has passed several resolutions, including UN Security Council Resolution 47, and after that 50, 51, 58, and 1172, 5th resolution passed, and all these resolutions which were passed by the UN, he emphasized plebiscite. But we still, Pakistan is awaiting to the international community to bring peace to the region, particularly the occupied Kashmir. Many countries, including the US and the UK, have expressed concern about the human rights situation in Kashmir and urged India to resolve the conflict peacefully. International human rights organizations have documented human rights violation in Kashmir and call for accountability of offenders. But this is still wide. Self-determination, these people are trying to right to self-determination. Right to self-determination is a fundamental right of these peoples. Peaceful protest, political advocacy. Kashmiri have consistently engaged in peaceful protest, and various political parties and organizations advocate for the recognition of the Kashmir unique status and the fulfillment of the promises made by the Indian in the Article 370. I would like to discuss in detail in next slides. We international support received international support from the UN in 1948 and 1951 in this era. And after all these things, the UN resolution 2 times 1948 and 1951, the Indian denial of self-determination of Kashmiris. Indian occupied occupation and governance. From 1947 to 1954, failure to hold a referendum or plebiscite. Revocation of the Article 370 in 2019 by Modi, shedding Kashmir of its special autonomous status, remove the special status of the Kashmir, which was granted by the Jawaharlal Nehru in 1949, that this is a special region. Human rights violations, report of military crackdowns, curfews and suppression of freedoms. What is Article 370 basically? The Article 370 was incorporated by Indian Constitution in 1949 and later on implemented in 1950 by the Jawaharlal Nehru. Key points of this Article 370: special status to the Kashmir, given special status to the Kashmir within the India, own constitution. Kashmir have had own constitution and limited parliamentary power of the Indian Parliament. It means in this Article 370, India interference only 4 things: defense, foreign affairs, finance and communication, according to this article. Status concerned, Indian laws could not automatically apply to the status without approval from the legislator of the Kashmiris. Permanent resident law in 370, in that time the Nehru decided that without the Kashmiris there is no one allowed to build house, purchase property within the territory of the Kashmir. But after the revocation, all these things are eliminated. They brutally revoke this article. It means they are still in strike with regard of the Kashmir to human right violation of the Kashmiris, the people of the Kashmir, to suppress these people in the eve of curfews and many other restrictions. The people are very severe position in this time. The Pakistanis are strongly condemned all these things in each and every platform. Modi is the main actor which has revoked this article. The BJP is the main party which is commit all these things which we seen. This is the things that the BJP did with the people of the Kashmiris, the innocent people of the Kashmir. They want freedom, they want peace, they want their own homeland. The Modi party, which was key part of their political agenda, the revocation of 370, to free this area to the Indian activities, electoral process, and freely to the Indian military movement, particularly in this area. What is the implication of 307 revocations for the Kashmiri peoples? The ending of the special status of the Kashmir, decided by these people in 5th August 2019, revoked the Article 370. Secondly, Jammu and Kashmir divided into 2 parts, Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, which is the Chinese side. Thirdly, the revocation led to significant political and social unrest, which still we see both locally and internationally. The state constitution was dissolved. Internet and phone blockage were still persistent in the area. There is no one allowed to use internet or phone. Economic impact, particularly tourism, abandoned. There is no trade. Jobless, the people are still jobless. Impact on education, fear and uncertainty still exist over there. Land and property of the people is not confirmed. They are concerned about this. Human right violation is still exercised over there freely, and electoral changes which is marked by the Indian government is the main aim of the BJPs. What Pakistan did in the response of the revocation of Article 370. Article 370 is the most important factor in the conflict of Pakistan and Indian conflict in between these two countries, because in this we have seen some peaceful solution of the Kashmir, but after the revocation we are in very precarious situation, because Pakistanis condemned strongly the revocation of the Article 370 and the violation of law and UN resolution, because this 370 was supported by the UN and implemented by the Nehru government. Diplomatic protest. Pakistani lodged formal protest with India and sought international support to address the issue of Kashmir. International advocacy. Raised the Kashmir issue at international forum including the United Nations, calling for plebiscite for self-determination. Increased military drill in LOC. Increased military readiness along the line of control to address potential escalations. Pakistani did these things: condemnations, diplomatic protest, internal advocacy, increased military drills in LOC, mobilizing public opinions, engage in efforts to raise public awareness and international attention on the situation in Kashmir, support for Kashmiri peoples, reiterate unwavering support for the Kashmiri people's struggle for self-determination and human rights. And today we remember, today we celebrate the Black Day of the Kashmir in the eve of all these things. What is the role of international community? Global responsibility to ensure Kashmiri rights, call to action, implement UN resolution, investigate human rights abuses, support peaceful resolution of this dispute. Kashmiri resistance, unwavering spirit, Kashmiri struggle for freedom, and Kashmiri said we will not surrender, and still they are striking. One of the former chief minister of the Kashmir, Farooq Abdullah, write this book on the Kashmiri struggle liberators in 1931, and the people of Kashmir still follow these liberators, and the people are try to not surrender, and they are severely struggle for their freedom, and hopefully inshallah they will do it. In the conclusion, legacy of right and self-determination, the revocation of Article 370 had led to severe political downgrading and significant restriction on the freedom of expression and assembly for the people of occupied Kashmir. Ongoing militarization has worsened socio-economic challenges, deepened the dilemma of the regional residents. Urgent dialogue and resolution are essential to address these pressing issues and pave the way for a more peaceful and stable future of Kashmiris. Some key findings in this lectures. The Article 370 revoke has resulted in human rights violations. Jammu and Kashmir political status has been downgraded. Militarization has eaten fear and insecurity. Prolonged conflict has worsened socio-economic condition. International awareness on Kashmir's self-determination is crucial. Solidarity movement are advocating for Kashmiris. Dialogue is essential for a peaceful resolution. Civil society play a key role in advocating for Kashmiri rights. And this is my humble recommendation to the peaceful resolution of the Kashmiri issues in between the India and Pakistan. Dialogue between India, Pakistan and the Kashmiri peoples to find a peaceful and acceptable resolution. Implement the UN resolution, which is very mandatory for the Kashmiri peoples. initiate direct dialogue for conflict resolution, people to people contact, and involve non-state actors. Boost economic development in Kashmir, enhance education for youth development, raise global awareness of Kashmir issues, educate for Kashmiri self-determination globally. And this is the end of the lecture. But the lecture we today, remember, we delivered this lecture in the whole heart of our, as a being a Pakistani, to raise the slogan that Kashmir is Pakistan. Thank you.
थैंक यू डॉक्टर साहब फॉर सच एन नाजिल कर अब ईसा को, अब भेज खुदाया मेहदी को, देख दजाल आज़ाद हुए और फूलों के क्या हाल हुए. Ladies and gentlemen, now I would request Professor Dr. Saeed Mahfouz, Dean Department of CSIT and Management Sciences, to come and deliver his speech. Kindly welcome Professor Dr. Saeed Mahfouz.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you everyone for coming for this to support the Kashmir Black Day. As a student, what I learned is the Kashmir issue, which is still going on, and it's one of the most complex issue. Normally, people say, I will just say in Pashto, so the Kashmir masala dite hui joda kadega. So I hope this phrase doesn't work anymore and this issue is solved, so that we are not quoting it like as a problem which is not being solved since long. Anyway, when I was told to come, as the Vice Chancellor wasn't present here, I thought what will be the forum that I can get some impartial views. Because maybe if we go and look into some of our own sites or whatever sources we have, that may be biased, as usually people say. So I thought, let me go and see what the meta will say. So I will just look into this particular in front of you. So because meta is not created by us, it's there since long. So just briefly, just giving few points, not sharing, because a very nice lecture is already given by Dr. Dilawar Shah. So mainly what it say when I typed Kashmir issue resolution. So it say the Kashmir issue is the long-standing dispute between India and Pakistan with a complex history spanning over 7 decades. This is what the meta says. I am not saying, nor our own side from any Pakistani side. There it talks about the territorial dispute, the right of self-determination, human right abuses, and same as the UN resolution in this regards. The UN Security Council has passed several resolutions on the Kashmir dispute, including UN SCR 38 in 1948. This resolution was adopted by the Security Council, which requests immediate information on any material change in the situation in Jammu and Kashmir. Then the same in 47, another resolution 47 calls for a free and impartial plebiscite to determine the accession of Jammu and Kashmir to India or Pakistan. And then again UNSCR 91, this was adopted in 1951, declares that any decision made by the Constituent Assembly of Jammu and Kashmir would not constitute a disposition of the state. So the recent developments, so I mean, we have heard that it is internationally, it is being taken as a dispute, and which is there and had to be solved. So I hope so, and sincere hope so, that in our lifetime we can see any solution. As being said by worthy colleagues about independent state, they are going into whatever, because we have a strong stand, Pakistan has a strong stand on this particular issue, and there is a moral support and all we have, so the government is being doing on every forum, that's UN or OIC or whatever, they are being supported. So anyway, let us hope and see something that comes out of this particular issue, and we see, I hope so, and also the Kashmiri people are on board on this, not being forced by the Indian side or by the Pakistani side. So anyway, as I am not a student of this particular subject, but what I said, it's coming from the meta. Or I am sure if you go and look into ChatGPT, it will give you some similar views regarding that. So thank you very much. As it's Friday, we are not going to take too much time. Thank you very much. Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Saab. Here I want to share my own poetry. I had read an article written by someone about this cruelty on Kashmiri people. So I have written only 4 couplets about the writer. So if I'm allowed, Dr. Shabir Saab, may I? Thank you. किताब हैरान है लिखने वाले ने, किताब हैरान है लिखने वाले ने, जाने क्या क्या रोग पाले हैं। किताब हैरान है लिखने वाले ने, जाने क्या क्या रोग पाले हैं। कलम ने लहू की स्याही से सफ़े सफ़े पर ज़ख़म डाले हैं। वरक वरक लहू कशीदा है, वरक वरक लहू कशीदा है, तेरे अल्फाज छाले छाले। हर एक जुमले से खून रिश्ता है, हर एक जुमले से खून रिश्ता है, ये तेरी सतरें हैं या दर्द के फसाने हैं। ऐ मुसन्निफ़ तेरी तहरीर शोला शोला है, ऐ मुसन्निफ़ तेरी तहरीर शोला शोला है, तेरी किताब के अशार काले काले। Thank you so much. As we conclude our program, let us take a moment to reflect and pray. For this purpose, I would like to call Dr. Mufti Kifayatullah Sahab again for prayer.
آمين. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين محمد وآله وأصحابه أجمعين. ए परवरदिगार, हमारी जो कश्मीरी भाइयों के साथ या उम्मत मुस्लिमा के जितनी भी हमारे बहन भाई कहाँ पे भी मुसीबतों में हैं, परेशानियों में हैं, फ़लस्तीन में हैं, लेबनान में हैं, किसी और जगह पे हैं, हमें मालूम है, हमें मालूम नहीं है, हम सब के लिए अख़ुवत की तरफ से दुआ मांगते हैं। आपसे या रब्बुल आलमीन इल्तिजा करते हैं कि सब की परेशानियों को दूर फरमा, सब के साथ या रब्बुल आलमीन अपनी रहमत करम नाज़िल फरमा। हम कमज़ोर हैं, आजिज़ हैं, हम जितना कर सकते हैं कर लेंगे। दुआएँ या हमारी जो सपोर्ट उनको चाहिए होती हैं, ए परवरदिगार हमें वो इस्तिताअत नसीब फरमा। हम कमज़ोर हैं, हम इन कमज़ोर हाथों से आपके दर पे हम दुआ मांग रहे हैं, आपके दर पे हम इल्तिजा कर रहे हैं, उनकी हक़ में हमारी दुआएं कबूल फरमा। जितनी भी हाज़रीन यहाँ हाज़िर मजलिस हैं, जिनकी भी दिलों में कोई भी हाजत हैं, शरई मुरादें हैं, उस सब की कबूलियत का दर्जा अता फरमा। जितनी भी अमराज़ हैं यहाँ पे हाज़िर हैं और अस्पतालों में हैं, घरों में हैं, बिलखुसूस हमारे जो साबिक़ डीन साहब थे रुहुल्लाह साहब, वो भी बीमार हैं, उनके लिए भी सेहतयाबी की दुआ करें। सबको अल्लाह ताला शिफ़ा कामिल आजिला मुस्तामिरा नसीब फरमाए। जो मरहुमीन हैं, हमारे जानने वाले हैं, अकाबिर हैं, रिश्तेदार हैं, बड़े हैं, छोटे हैं, नरीना हैं, या जितनी भी हमारे फ़ीमेल हमारे गुज़रे हुए हैं, सब की मग़फ़िरत फरमा, बख्शिश फरमा। हमें भी दुनिया और आखिरत की भलाइयाँ अता फरमा, कामयाबियाँ अता फरमा, हर किस्म परेशानियों से महफूज फरमा। अल्लाहुम्मा रब्बना फ़ग़फ़िर लना ज़ुनूबना वकफ़िर अन्ना सय्यिआतिना व तवफ़्फ़ना मअल अबरार बिरहमतिक।